Hi, hello cat guys, I'm Game Glass, and today I'll tell you everything about new MMOrpg Chronicles of Elyria. It's a revolutionary MMOrpg, and recently it was very successful at Kickstarter, so they got more than they asked for, so $1,300,000 they get here. And yeah, this game looks beautiful. It's made in Unreal Engine 4, and main feature of this game it's aging. So it's kind of really revolutionary stuff, because in this RPG your character could become old and he could die. Yeah, die for real because of aging, not because of you killed by something. But yes, every death in the game, it's 4 days in real life. So regularly every character live approximate 1 year of real life. So 1 year of real life, your character he become older, and if you look at this video, you would see that also he grow his hair. He has new scars, and he could become fat. And if you become fat, you sometimes you can't wear some old armor. And it's another interesting feature of this game. So what you need to remember, that every death of your character, it's approximate 2 days of your real life. 2 days of time in real life. So sometimes it's based at your status in the game. If you are a king and if you died, so you lost more. You would lose 60 days, 64 days. So if you're a king, you could die only 5 times. And if you die 5 times, your character would disappear. Only soul would stay. And this soul, you could put it in another body. You could reborn again, but you have to buy this soul for in-game currency or for real money. So it's like $30. It's this system close to Plex in If Online, for example. So it's kind of revolutionary system, and what I could tell you. So we have 3 types of deaths here. When we knock down, we lose money and items from backpack. Then death with full loot, everything which we wear would could be taken. And final death, if your character he lived for a while, he died for a while, and then finally you have to create a new one. Or maybe if you are really skilled player, if you have very good skills of playing, or you are a very good fighter, you could live like 2 years of real life. So if you're not participating in much fights, if you're a crafter, you would live more than some other fighters. Another interesting feature, that your character he would live even if you went out of the game. So he would stay in the game like it was in MMOrpg Age of Wulin. In Age of Wulin also your character stay in the game, and he could be kidnapped, for example. So it's quite cool stuff. And even more, you could find your love in the game and create a family and born children. So developers, they said that, guys, you could have a children in our game, and even these children, they could be another player could take your children like his own character after 15 years of these children. So this system, you could create family and born children, and other players could play as your children, could create their character as your children. It's really fun. So what you need to remember right now, that yes, you have limited lives in this game. You can't die, wipe in the dungeon. You could do, but then your character would would be available for you not for long. So it's quite permadeath system. I'll tell. I told about this game already, Chronicles of Elyria. I told about it in my video about permadeath system, and this is very good example of new permadeath system, because we had it, for example, in hardcore mode in Diablo 2 or Diablo 3. In some games, mostly it's roguelikes games, or in hack and slash games, you could play mode where you have only one life. So here you also have one life, but it's a bit more continuously, and every death would make your end of your character closer. But if you die finally, it's also not the end, because you have your soul and you could put some of your progress to a new character. So it's quite fun. What about more stuff in this game? You see a really beautiful picture. Unreal Engine 4. It's not engine like this, how it called, I forgot the name. Most of the games, for example, Shadow of the Avatar or Albion Online, they made in with the engine, how it called? Okay, write me down how it called. I just forget it. So here with Unreal 4 engine, we could have a lot of fun stuff. Like you see, this guy, he light candles from his own lantern, and you could use any object, almost any object, like in offline RPGs. So this game looks quite good in this aspect. Also, you could create very different characters from. You could choose from 12 races, but also you could create a mix. So if orc would love elf, you could be half orc, half elf. That's another quite interesting thing. So you could have metis here. Also, no restriction in classes, because this game would be class skill based like Ultima Online, and here you could be fighter, explorer, crafter, everything at the same moment if you wish, or you could be focused on something. So it's a good sandbox system. World would be quite destructible, so all buildings which players build, they could be destroyed. Also, developers, they said that there would be a possibility to create tunnels. So actually it's like to create dungeon in every place of the game, but I'm not sure about this feature. I do not have all information, but as I understand, you could create tunnels, you could enforce these tunnels, and it could be almost in every place you could create these tunnels, so it's fun. Also, resources in this game, they wouldn't be forever long. This world, it has limited resources, like ore on gems. They could be finally depleted in the world, so it's not only permadeath system with your character, it's actually quite real system. Another interesting thing in this game that let me show you some screenshots. Yeah, this is, here you could see aging system. It's not so good visible, maybe. 1 second. I'll make it. We are live right now, so as always, it's not so easy where you're live to create a review, but still. So this is aging system. You could see here, and yeah, this is quite revolutionary system in the game, and it's good designed. When you create your character, you could choose your family or become a ward. You could have very different possibilities from the start, and this screen when you create your character. It's close to Guild Wars 2 screen creation, but here, as I see, you could make much more customization. So you could write your biography when you create your character, and then you could make a lot of customization. These models, they look quite real, so I think very close to Black Desert Online, or maybe even better. So this how looks your soul. So when you die, finally your character die after a year. In most cases, developers said it would be after a year, but yeah, if you are king, you could die only 5 times. So anyway, after you die, it would be possible for you to put your soul to different body. Not for free again. So game initial this game would cost $30, and each soul would cost also $30. But you could buy this possibility for in-game currency, and this is quite possible, as I understand. So this how look your skills, and yeah, they're very different, and every character that he could go through all skills if you want to. Another nice feature in this game that there is no repeating quests, and you could make contracts with other players if you're a crafter. So it's close to EVE Online system with contracts. So no repeating grinding quests. It's what I really want after World of Warcraft, for example, and you feel yourself unique because of this unique quest system. Also, loot from monsters would be only what this monster had with him. Another nice thing. And let's talk about finally. Yeah, I think it's time to talk about fight system. It's one of the best, one of the most important in every MMOrpG game. So here we have action style combo style fight system, close to Dark Souls a bit. From third point of view, you could parry, you could block, you could avoid, you have to dodge attacks, and also you can't go through character like in World of Warcraft and a lot of other MMORPGs. Oh, nice. This is quite nice parkour elements in this game also possible. You see, it's even maybe better than in Dark Souls. I think so. Look at this parkour. It's another video from developers. Yeah, beautiful, quite beautiful. So here you have to be very careful. You could be blocked by another character. You can't go through it. So it gives possibility to work in special tactics. So you could make a row, different formation of characters in group PvP, for example. So it's really cool. Also, if you would like to shoot arrow or bolts from crossbow, you have to think about wind and weather. So it's influence at how arrow would go, how it would fly. So main idea of this game, gameplay and combat system, is that your hands, your skill is more important than your equipment. So of course it would be important to have a good equipment, and crafters, they would be very respectable people, but most important here would be your skill, your player skill in fighting. Yeah, so if you good aiming with the bow, you could even defeat better player who spent more time for his items than you, if you just know some tactics, know some hints, and just better in aiming. So what about crafting? Crafting, it's very strong aspect of this game also, because all crafting based at mini games and puzzles. So like this, you see, I very enjoyed this screenshot, and I'm already dreaming about such crafting system. You see, to craft an X handle, not handle, but yeah, X, upper part of X, it's no idea how in English it would be. So you need to cut it with your hands, and it looks really awesome because I wanted something like this for years. So you need to, when you craft, you need to solve puzzles. It's not just grinding and you put the same key again and again. No, it's more interesting. It's much more interesting. And also, all resources in this game, iron, wood, everything, you have to gather it. You have to gather it, and you could create a contract. It's what I told before about this quest system. Also, there would be a lot of quests like contracts. And other players, they create this contract, and if you sign it, you have to fulfill it, or you would pay some fine even. So if crafter needs some iron, he could create contract. If he wants some hides, he could create contract, and the other player, he would take this contract like his quest. So it's really fun. It's how look your character in paper doll. So a lot of items to wield, and it's what I like also. Yeah, a lot of houses. You could build houses, different types of it, and this building, it's not fixed by only ready houses. You also could build them by your own design, like in Ultima. So right now the only good game which could give you a possibility to build houses, it's Ultima Online. And finally, Chronicles of Elyria, they would give you the same possibilities. I waited for it for a very long time also, because this deep detailization, it's very important in RPG games. So your final goal in Chronicles of Elyria, it's to be a king. I think it's to have possibility to rule them all. So it's no, of course, in every RPG game, every player he has his own goals, but this is quite ambitious. Of course, you could become a king, you could become a marquis, graf, so you could have a title and rule peoples, rule kingdoms. And this game has a lot of elements of RTC, real-time strategy. So, but beware, you see that this it's art from the game. Beware of assassins. They could kill you. If you are a king, they would kill you, and you would die after a few deaths. So it's very dangerous work to be a king. That's what I like. Another thing about this game, it's just so much features here, but I'll just list them. So you could steal here, like in Ultima Online. All who knows about Ultima gameplay, they would be very glad about Chronicles of Elyria. I'm thinking what to show you. Not so much right now, not so much materials about this game. So I gathered all information which I found in internet and making this review for you. Also, what is interesting in this game, that you need to eat. So your character, he need to eat and drink, and also watch at weather. For example, if it's cold, you need to wear clothes, or you would be tired, you would have the bus. And if you wouldn't eat or drink, it's also very bad. So you have to. It's quite real world, not only aging, but also possibility to freeze somewhere. What about PvP? I think it's also very important aspect of the game, and PvP could be almost everywhere, and still it would be not possible just to grief everything, to gank everything, because there would be guards and also player guards who would try to get you into jail if you're a player killer. So if you go to jail, you would have some years removed from your life. So yeah, it's very dangerous thing to be a player killer, but it's possible to kill another player almost in every location, and it's quite good system, I think, because every sandbox game has to have such possibilities. What about population? At each server there would be up to 30,000 players. It's quite a lot, and 7,000 NPCs. Why it's important? that there would be 70,000 NPCs, because player, when he start his character, he could appear as an NPC. He could become an NPC, and he could play himself. He could start his character like an NPC, which was there before, or like a children of another player. So yeah, it's kind of cool. When this game would appear? So yeah, we need to wait, guys, because it would appear in the end of 2017, in December of 2017, as developers said recently. But still, before we get this game, it will be released at this. Maybe alpha and beta would be much closer to us. So still, we could also play offline version of this game. They would create offline version which we could just try. It's very good idea, because before a lot of players would want to pay their money. It's nice to try this game. So there would be offline version of the game, Prologue: The Awakening, and yeah, you could try in this offline version main of the game features. So yeah, it's interesting option. And also there would be at the website here, let me show you, where is it? Yeah, at the website here would be browser game about this game. So browser strategy, like I think it would be something like Travian. Yeah, so it would be interesting to check it, because as I said before, Chronicles of Elyria, it would be a MMOrpG with RTC elements. So yeah, you need to you have here strategy element, and if you wish, you could become strateg, you could become king. Yeah, so you could train before this game go live at browser version of the game, and maybe it would be a part of the game. I have no idea right now. And also mod. There would be developed a mod also based on game materials mod. It's text online game, online RPG from all times, and yeah, I played a lot of in different mods when I was a boy, and it was really fun. It's interesting to check mod based on Chronicles of Elyria. So all what I told you right now, guys, it's features of the game, and it's almost of it, it's just pluses of the game. So all what I heard right now about this game, it's quite pluses. It's wow, it's super, it's what we waited for like almost 20 years, because you know, right now the best MMOrpG it's Ultima Online, and Ultima Online developed in 97. So almost 20 years ago there was developed Ultima Online, and it's still the game which has the most possibilities of your character. So you have very much possibilities what to do, and still other MMOrpGs, they didn't come even close to Ultima Online. And what I see here, Chronicles of Elyria, these guys, they're trying to do something. They're trying to create something revolutionary, and I hope they would success. But what I fear, let's tell about minuses of this game. The only thing which I fear is that this game would be a second Star Citizen. Star Citizen, it's Cosmo Life simulator game which has to be better than EVE Online, for example. And yeah, it's also very revolutionary, Cosmo based MMOrpG, not more MMO simulator of life. So in this game they also made a lot of goals, but they got a lot of money from players, from founders, but they only created Angar and Dogfight in Cosmos. So only Dogfight and Angar, and that's it. So what I fear that Chronicles of Elyria, these guys, they have very good plans, great plans, but could they do something actually? I hope so. So I cross my fingers. So it's the only one fear of my own. And also another small minor minus for me, that I didn't saw much magic in this world. As I heard from developers, there would be like only 5% of players, they would be able to use magic, something like this, because magic would be quite rare, so it's more Middle Ages game. Magic would be as alchemy or something like this. But actually I like to throw fireballs, guys. But right now I can't tell for sure, is it minus or not? I mean, we do not have much information about magic system. Maybe there would be magic system. Like you could throw fireballs, maybe not. So we would see, we would see. What I could tell you, it's quite revolutionary game, and I'll wait for it very much. And I'll make more videos about this game where there would be more news. So guys, please subscribe to my channel and I'll tell more information later. So also you could support me and register your account at the website. You could register your account with my code. This code you could find in description of this video, so if you would do it, it would give you some stuff and me some stuff, as I understand. I have no idea right now, but still it would be nice support for me. So guys, thank you very much. I'm sorry if I didn't go through everything about this game, but you see it's so huge plans here. So but we could see already results. It's what give me hope, because when I see these screenshots, I see that these guys, they already made a lot of work, and they already they could do this game. I think what I see right now, a lot of stuff ready. So let's give these guys chance. Yeah, I think they deserve it. So thank you very much. Bye bye.